Here's the automatic focus here.
This automatic focus is on right now.
Yeah, good.
You can turn it off if you want.
No, I had focused the viewfinder.
Bruce will
Too bad.
castigate you for using autofocus.
Too bad.
Has some suggestions. He's doing some business down in my house. It's his company, right? Yeah. His old company. Don Carroll. This shot he had moon him. Yeah.
Just relax, make it look like you're the guy that owns it.
What's his hand on this one?
Did you get the cameras, Russ? I did.
Yeah. Rat and Whitney. I'm glad to see the bees still there.
Yeah, we'll keep him in place till he cooks up
We'll
real
get
good.
more during the day.
What's that?
So we'll try to get some more during the day. Here, this is how you.
The lighting is really not.
Yeah, let's turn the plane around. There you go.
What I'm having to do is.
All what I do is be as far away from the plane as possible.
Alright, now we'll get a couple right in there. So you'll, oh yeah? He's back with a cigar. It's a great picture.
Let's go flying.
Yeah, that's.
You know,
Get right up on that wing there.
Always seems like you can fly a little lower and a little faster after a couple of these Budweisers, you know?
Why don't you step up on the wing here?
Back in my motorcycle days, that's what we used to do.
Yeah.
We used to go to the golf course and drink martinis. Right, Columbia Road on the way to the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
And we always said, you know, no matter what, you can always lean the thing over a little further and get around those corners a little faster. We can have two or three martinis.
Yeah.
Never got a rep in life. It was never after. It was never after the martini. That's what I thought. Get the hell out of here. You're not making
If you
any money
wanna-
sitting on the ground.
If you want to get the cool side, the smoke comes out the other side.
Right.
The exhaust is. I told Jim sometimes it backfires. Don't nervous as it does there. Just one. Quick run.
Yeah. Docking exactly what they do is dock.
make the initial adjustment on this mic and then you can have it. I describe this as like earpiece is like your shoulder, and then there's a joint down here called the elbow, forearm, and then the wrist and hand. And if you just make your adjustments with the wrist and the hand, that'll keep it pretty much where it's got to be, okay? Okay. All right, we'll get you to lean forward a bit, and we'll stretch the parachute up, put your right elbow through the opening. All right, sit back, relax. I'm going to put you to work here in just a minute. Down between your legs are 2 more green straps, just like this one. If you'll pick those up, there's a clip on your hip. Both sides. Once you get those in position, take the belts and snug them straight down towards the bottom of the airplane. Tight, but not tight enough to change your voice, okay?
What?
Yeah.
Oh!
All right, now, I'll tighten up the shoulders here a bit. Okay. Now there's one right there. We're going to do the same thing with that one. All right, does that feel okay on your shoulder now?
That's perfect.
Good. Just don't want it to be too baggy, okay? All right.
I'll tighten it on the way down.
Yeah. Now, on the right side on the shelf, the wide belt, pick that up, put the metal in right through the 2 loops there, hold that in the slot. Grab the loose end of the lap belt on both sides and pull straight up on them nice and snug. When they get up nice and tight, then start working them 4 1/2 like this, and that'll really pull them up tight, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this one out of the way. Don't worry about the right side, okay? All right, we're going to get the emergency procedures out of the way here real quick, so watch your head and shoulders. In the unlikely event of an emergency, Kevin would call bailout 3 consecutive times. Don't hesitate, question, just do what I teach you here. 5 steps, right hand. First thing you do is ditch the headset. 2, reach over with your right hand and grab this handle. Do that. Bring your right hand over here. Pull in and shove it swiftly straight back, just like that. 3, coming down the hill, the seatbelt release lever. Hard pull to the right, you're free in the seat. 4, don't do it though. 4, you're going to get up, dive out towards the trailing edge of the right wing or left, your choice. Without fail or counting, grab the D-ring, rip it straight out, and you can holler whatever you like. It will not go on the video. And by all means, don't pull before you leave the airplane. It wouldn't be a pretty sight. It'd be kind of like the bug on the windshield in reverse. You'd be the last to arrive. Now, we talked about green lights yesterday. That's the gear. They're down and locked. When he calls for the gear up, there's your handle. It's locked. Pull forward out of the lock. Raise it all the way up till it stops. Let it go. The lights will go out. Come back, the handle's right where you left it. Just roll up your left hand into a ball and push it forward till you feel it go back in the lock. The lights will come back on, at which point you're going to look out here on the wing, the little window on the left and right side here. The yellow's the top of the gear. You see the bevel pin on the outside of that, the shiny thing?
Yes,
right there. That's the lock.
Affirmative,
Okay? He'll ask you to make sure you can see those, okay? All right. If you forget this stuff, he'll talk you through it. Now, get feeling queasy, that mic does swivel up out of the way. There's your party bags right there. Okay? And that's your backup. Go ahead and swing the mic up out of the way. I don't want to give you black teeth on these shots. What I'm going to have you do is lean over to the right and look back over your left shoulder through the A-frames at me. And I'll get a couple of cool shots there. Let me get these pictures before you do that.
Sure.
Let me crank off these pictures. One more. Okay. Now, grab the stick with your right hand and look up over your left shoulder at me a bit. And as soon as I get these pictures out of the way, you can do what you want to do with that video. Okay, let's get a shot right here. put your elbow up on the edge there and kind of lean out a bit for me? Okay, go ahead and do what you want to do with that video. And give that back to... Okay, Kevin's getting ready back there. All right. His pedals are a little far away, aren't they?
Yeah, can I bring?
All right, let me show you something here. You follow me through here real quick. Kevin will help you out if we don't get it, okay? The shiny place at the bottom of the pedal is where the ball of your feet will fit. Down. Your heels are always on the floor. All right, now you see a little pedal to the inside? This takes coordination. You got to keep a little pressure on this side over here. Tweak your toe over, push that little pedal into the center of the airplane far, and the pedal will come back. Keep coming, right there. Now, same thing here. A little pressure there, and work your toe over. Come back. There you go. You're in. This way. Don't move it around though. You're one notch off here. Keep a little pressure there. On your right.
Gotcha.
On your right. No, leave the right one alone. Keep some pressure there and move this one in and let it come back one more notch. It's not all the way unlocked. There you go now. That's too far. Push it forward. Right there. Now you're even. Feet flat on the floor pans. I'm going to get off the wing here. I want you to follow me down with your eyes. I'm going to take a shot up this way.
All right, Jim, you with me? All right, we got to work on that microphone. It has to be right on your lips. Close as it'll go.
That sound better?
Yes, it sounds better when it sounds better to you.
Okay.
In your own headset. So if you speak and you hear yourself cutting out, you hear yourself weak, or not at all, you need to do one of two things. Get that mic closer, and close is so close you couldn't slide a dollar bill in between.
Okay.
Now, you're not on the pedals, are you?
My feet are touching them, yes.
Yeah, let's not do that right now.
Okay.
I'm going to do all the groundwork. I can feel every single thing in the airplane.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I can feel everything in the airplane, and for the ground handling and the takeoff, at this point it's best if I just deal with it. We're in a really confined space.
I will keep my hands in the controls.
However, having said that, you're going to fly most of the flight. And if we can have a day just like this all day, that'll be awesome.
This is just perfect. This is beautiful. You have your canopy open right now?
Yes, for now.
Just
For
let me
the
know.
takeoff, I will close mine, and you will leave yours open. I think that's the best. The reason that the canopy stays open, other than the fact that it's really fun, is that if you have a problem on takeoff and you tipped over, you wouldn't have to deal with your canopy. The canopies jam usually when you go over on your back. So the military always had the canopies open for takeoff and landing, and if you look at World War II footage of the airplanes, about the only one that they really didn't do that I'm aware of was the P-51. But you can't fly that with the window open.
Cessna 844, 3 mile 45, left traffic for 20.
And maybe the P-47, but most of the other airplanes, the canopy was open on takeoff. Those were the days before ejection, so anything that slowed you down was a liability. The S-turning that we're doing is just what you have to do on a big nose plane like this that sits on the tail.
Yeah, so you can see.
Yep. When we get down here to the end, we're going to do an engine run-up. And I would like you to be very vigilant today on the ground and in the air for traffic. Anything you see, just let me know. I probably saw it too, but in the air it's very hard for me to see around the nose, various places, and with your help, we get it all done.
I can do that for you.
Lots of light before the river and the bridge.
What I'd like you to do now is slide your canopy gently closed, pull the handle in, slide it all the way closed, and lock it the way Russ showed you. For the run-up, it's preferred to have it closed, rattles heavily, and then we're going to open it again for the takeoff. Now, if you want to wave at John on the way out, that's fine, but I advise you to keep your hand inside the wind line, your arm. You'll have a tendency to stick your arm out. You may do so, but you probably won't want to do it twice. It's a little windier out there than it feels like in here. It happens about 3 times a day, so.
What's that, to lose hand?
Well, no, you putting your whole arm out there in the window, yeah. Then it comes back and slaps me in the head. People always say, wow, I should have thought a little bit more about that before I did it. All right, we're checking the engine to make sure.
Lots of light 44 on the left, downwind for 20, lots of them.
Make sure it's going to sustain flight. It was a good indication anyway.
Is this elevation accurate at 180 feet at this airport?
It should be 160.
Fairly close.
Yeah, we're 160 feet above sea level. It doesn't seem like it, but when you, because we're so close to the coast, but when you actually get on the shore, or when you take off, you'll see how really hilly it is around here.
Lots of light 44.
All right, you can slide your canopy open gently. Never let the canopy run free, just kind of hang on to it. Good. Watsonville traffic, Blue Texan ready for me. Departure 20 Watsonville. We have base traffic. We'll hold for you. You're pretty close. My apologies there.
No worries, I'm fine. I was probably a little tired than yesterday.
This Cessna coming in for landing?
Yeah, he's flying a really good pattern. He's flying a really tight pattern, and I expected him to be farther out. That's the way you should fly it. If you lose the engine, you'll still make the airport. So my hat's off to him. And I could have made it out, but it puts a little extra stress on those guys. And
No, that's tight.
that's the way they used to teach you. It's nice and close. Guys a lot of times now fly patterns that are, if they lost the engine, you wouldn't even see the fire from the airport. For Texan rolling, 20 Watsonville. All right, landing gear up, Jim. Good. And now you can say hi to John on the way out. What do you think?
I think it's okay. I'm liking it.
The land around here is really pretty too.
I was hoping in the 1 hour that there's a possibility we could take one landing and take off again. Is that?
Well, we're going to keep it to one landing, but I'll tell you what we'll do, and we'll do it now since it's not busy. Would you like to do a low pass?
That would be cool.
All right. That will do. Watsonville traffic, protection is closed traffic for a low approach. 20, departure southwest. This is really more fun than a takeoff and landing anyway.
Even better.
Well, what we're going to do here is climb the airplane up to pretty much whatever we can get, and then we're going to zoom down the other side. We'll be doing about 180 or 190 down the runway. And we'll take it right down on the deck and pull up, and if John's watching, he will be able to get a good picture from there. And then I'll put you to work. Now, you have flown before or not?
I've never flown an aircraft with a motor, but I have soloed in a glider.
Very well. Well, this is going to be fun. That road off our left wing we're going to use for our downwind.
Okay.
If you soloed a glider, then you're very familiar with the control inputs that you need to control an airplane. Now, a glider teaches you a great lot about adverse yaw. Do you remember about that phenomenon?
About, I'm saying...
Adverse yaw, where when you use the ailerons, you must also use your...
Absolutely.
Okay, this plane it's not as bad as a glider, but it's a lot worse than many airplanes. So it's important that you, anytime you use ailerons, that you use the rudder. And if you use, basically the formula is half as much rudder as aileron. It's not always that, but it's often that. Now, what dictates your adverse yaw, the amount you get, is two things: the angle of attack of the wing and how much aileron you use. The aileron increases the angle of attack, which increases your adverse yaw. And if you're not lazy with your feet, the plane will fly nicely today. And if you are, you'll have some issues. Now we've got 1,000 feet. That'll be plenty for the approach here. We probably won't do any more of these today because it'll get bumpy, and I don't like to do them unless the air is very still. Watsonville traffic, Blue Texans left base, middle low approach 20, and departure southeast Watsonville.
Our landmark before was the runway right over your left shoulder, the base turn.
That works. Did you fly out of here?
No, that was out of Fremont back when they had the airport there.
Gotcha. All right, stand by here. Watsonville traffic, Blue Texans half-mile final, low approach 201. We'll do kind of a nice sporty little pull-up at the other end.
When do I fire the guns?
Anytime.
Okay.
Don't put the gear down, however, that would be good.
Outstanding. Thank you. This is cool.
Up we go.
And 75 knots.
That's actually a mile gauge, not knots.
Okay.
I'm going to retrim the airplane for climb. The best climb in the airplane is 85 to 90 miles per hour. Any more or any less, the plane doesn't perform as well. Now we have a long time to fly, and we have a couple of things we can do. If you want to stay low and sightsee in the beginning, we can do that. If you just want to start climbing uphill, we can do that.
One of the things I wouldn't mind doing would be to cruise the beach.
All right, we'll get about 1,000 feet. What we have is good.
What's the FAA regulation on the beach?
Well, it's not as much. You know, sometimes I really feel bad about certain things, and I used to be more aggressive, but the first day we flew here, we got noise complaints. There are people up along this beach that don't like airplanes, and we happen to be a fairly significant target, so to speak. So we're going to keep about what we have, which is plenty good for sightseeing. If you get too low, people just complain, and they may anyway, and we'll know by the time we get back. They'll call the airport, and the airport manager will call down to us, and they'll say, well, you're out there. And the other thing, if you fly too close down on the water and you have a problem, you don't have any time to deal with it. If we fly at this altitude, you'll be able to see just fine. The place that is the most noise sensitive, apparently, is Sea Cliff, which is up where the sunken boat is. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not.
Well, you will be. It's an old, what do they call it? They had 1 million of them in World War II, the cargo ships. I'll think of it.
So the complaints probably come from where the money is, too.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're probably right. At any rate, this is kind of where we'll keep it. Now, we're going to fly up along the prettiest stretch of shore, and up there we can get a little lower because there's nobody up there. So, how soon would you like to fly the plane?
Anytime.
All right, I want you to note the pitch of the nose, and I want you to look at the wingtips. Do you see how the wingtips look level on the horizon?
Yes,
You
I do.
compare them to the horizon. Look left and right. When the wingtips look level, you are. If the nose looks level, you're not. If you want to sightsee at the optimum here, we don't want to climb all day, so don't get used to looking at the nose down low. Now, you know how to read your altimeter and airspeed, right?
I do, yes.
When the plane is totally trimmed up and has had time to get level and cruise, we'll be doing 140. Below that, we're climbing. Above that, we're diving. That's the way it works. try to keep, we're at 900 now. We'll try to keep 900 to 1,000. Coming up on the Liberty ship, that's what they call them, Liberty ship.
Oh, of course. So,
when you're ready to
Jeremy
fly,
O'Brien.
yeah, when you're ready to fly, put your heels on the floor, put your toes on the bottom 2 inches of the pedals, your right hand gently on the stick.
Okay.
And we're just going to follow the shoreline about kind of like this. This is the noise-sensitive area over here somewhere. There's one particular lady. The rest of them probably love to see us, but, you know. There's the ship. That's been there since after World War II, apparently.
Yeah, and
They used to have a restaurant and everything on it.
disappearing fast.
Well, it appears to be, yeah. When you're down low like this, there's a tendency to meet other airplanes doing the same thing. So you always want to do sort of what you're doing is clear the nose once in a while. Make sure that you can see around the nose. And don't descend anymore. We're down to about 7. If we lost the engine now, we wouldn't have any time at all. We barely have time to get the canopy open.
Okay, I'll bring her up to 1,000.
We're okay now. Just don't go any lower. When we get up to the north, it's going to be better to be down here anyway because there's places you could go if you lost the engine. Right now, there's nowhere to go. You just simply go down.
Get wet.
Yeah, you get wet.
I could swim to shore from here, but I don't want to.
Well, you could if your head didn't get knocked when we landed. Look at the kayakers out down there.
What did you say?
Oh, it's kayakers down there, surfers.
Oh, yeah.
So what town do you live in, Oakland?
I work in Oakland and I live in Alameda.
Very well. Just keep hugging that shoreline. Never go farther out than you know you can swim if you were in bad shape. Now just up past the shore, or past the town, there's going to be the really pretty area where I like to fly, and we can go down to 500 feet out there. And we'll get in close to the shore out there. Because we can see better, and there's farm fields where if we had to, we could put it down.
One of my most exciting days in the glider training was the off-field landing.
How'd that come about?
No, it was planned, but I didn't know what day it was planned on.
Oh, he just told you to put it down somewhere else?
Exactly. We came in and did a square pattern approach so we could inspect the landing point.
Did you have to take the glider apart after that, or was it a big enough field to tow it out?
No, we towed it out.
Oh, yeah, he knew where he was going.
Yeah, it was the same place every time.
Yeah, that's a cool thing.
The other training we did was the missed approach, where you go too far past the runway and then dive to the ground, get maximum airspeed, and just cruise about 6 feet off the ground and just lose your airspeed until you get to the fence and then pop up, hop down and land.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah, you trade altitude for speed.
We'll be doing that a lot today. Now, we can't, without the engine, we don't go near as far as a glider, but there's going to be a lot of time today when we're doing the aerobatics, when you have a lot of speed after the maneuver and you're going to haul the nose way up, I mean way up, and zoom back uphill like a cannonball.
Oh, too cool.
And then we're going to use the altitude to do our next maneuvers. If you squander your altitude, you don't have any recourse. You have to climb up the slow way. Now over here, if you want to, we can go down lower, Jim. There's lots of fields. If I had to, I could put it in, and there's really nobody out here to bother.
God, the beach is beautiful on here.
It's awesome. This is my favorite place. And we can go down to 500 feet if you want to. It looks cool down there.
Yeah, it's just like riding a bicycle. I can almost remember how to work this thing.
You don't forget. I was flying these World War II guys that hadn't flown in 60 years, and it comes back. Like the tide's kind of up this morning. I don't really know tides, but...
And my father owns a 1925 Matthews yacht that I've been on board since I was 6. That's 45 years of yachting.
That's pretty awesome. 1925?
Yeah, 1925 Matthews.
That's a pretty old, I don't know boats, but that's a pretty old boat.
Yeah. He spends more a year to keep that thing, or more a month to keep it afloat than I live on in a year.
He probably does, yeah. Well, you know, airplanes and boats.
Yeah, they're the same thing. Well, the boats, the hole in the water, you pour money. An airplane.
It's a labor of love. You know, life is, sometimes people look at it like it's a waste, but as far as I'm concerned, if I had more money, I would just have more expensive toys. Not for the prestige, I couldn't care less about that, but just, you know, I'd have a Mustang or I'd have a Corsair. It's the last thing anybody needs, but it'd be fun. This plane's awesome.
This plane is definitely awesome.
But it's like your father's yacht. It just takes a lot. Whether you fly it or don't fly it, it costs a lot. Isn't that shore cool?
This
is
just incredible. This weather today is better than a clear, sunny, still day anyway.
Yeah, it really is. When you have a little bit of contrast, it makes it better. I'm not big on living on the ocean, but I could easily live around the farms here, have a farm on this water. That'd be cool, living that close. And apparently there's a law that you're not allowed to build out here. You have to keep it in farmland, which is a really good law.
Darn right.
Probably in 100 years it'll be all condos, but...
I hope not. Where do you live?
Well, my home is St. Louis. I'm never there. But in fact, I don't even have a home. That's just where my family, my parents are, and a few of my siblings. But I travel so much, I don't have a... When I go back, I stay with my dad.
Yeah, well, this is a good way to be homeless, though.
Yeah, it is. It's not a complaint. I've been that way about 10 years now, and it's not a bad thing. I would like to get to where I traveled 6 months a year and could be in one place 6, but I don't know that I would like that if I actually had the chance to do it. How's the trim feel to you? Pretty good?
Repeat that?
How does the trim feel? Does it feel like if you let the stick go, the plane will stay where it is?
Well, let's find out. Yeah, it feels pretty good.
All right. Because you're going to trim the airplane some more as we go. Pretty soon we're going to turn around and start climbing. Now we're not going to change the power when we do. This is pretty much like a glider. You got what you got right now.
Okay.
Over here they always have some surfers too. This must be a good little inlet.
Yeah, there they are.
Yep.
Got a horn on this thing to toot?
Look at the kayakers going. The inclination is always to go down and buzz them, but when you got these big buzz numbers on the side, you got to be careful. That's why they're there, by the way. That was no accident.
Yeah,
they did that in World War II, so people on the ground could say, yeah, some so-and-so in J107 blew the shingles off my house, and all my cows had a heart attack, and they'd look in the logs and see who was flying it, and they'd know right where to go. The next thing you know, you'd be digging a trench somewhere in an army suit. Now, we're going to start the climb.
Okay.
I'm going to roll the outside trim wheel all the way forward. I want you to raise the nose, please, a little.
Just put the nose on the horizon, or?
A little higher. A little higher. Make a right turn toward the shore. So at this point, we'd never make the land if we lost the engine. I mean, not even close. Now don't bank too steep, just keep it shallow. We're in climb mode, so keep your banks to about 10 degrees. If you bank too much, it's fun, but it's not effective. You have so much lift to spend, like so much money. If you spend it all in the turn, you don't get it. You don't get any climb. What we're going to do is follow the same course back, climbing at 90 miles an hour. Now I know that you have to hold some pressure on the stick, and we might as well fly offshore a little bit. We can see better. Do what you like. Your inside wheel by the landing gear handle, this one right here I'm wiggling,
Got it, okay, I see.
is your elevator. Now, get your pitch set with the stick. Don't let the nose move up and down. Aim it like a gun. Hold that nose exactly there, and then trim the pressure off with that wheel. But if the nose is moving up and down, it's like taking pictures without focus.
So I'm trying to hold the trim at this...
No, you hold the stick, you hold the nose in place with the stick. You're manhandling the plane now.
Okay.
Now, you trim the pressure off with the wheel by rolling it gently backwards.
Backwards, okay.
But we're doing 100, we should be doing 90. 90 is the best climb.
I roll it back further?
No, you're too far now. Well, you're close, but here's what we got to do. I'm going to help you.
Go ahead.
You got to nail it at 90. If you're at 100 when you trim and you trim the pressure off, you stay at 100. If you're at 90 and you hold it there, and you don't have to look at the airspeed to do this very much. You look at the nose on the horizon, and you keep it there. You don't let it move.
Okay, I'm following you.
All right, now I want you to get on the controls. Do you feel how steady we are?
Oh, that's much different, yes.
Now, trim that pressure off. You're at the right climb speed, so trim that pressure off with the wheel slowly. Just roll it back until the nose will stay there by itself. I'm letting go. Don't let the nose move. Look out, not down. You know what your hand's doing without looking. But reference your airspeed. What's your airspeed?
A little high.
Yeah, so don't move the wheel anymore. Move the nose with the stick. And if it's a high speed, you got to raise the nose a half a degree or so. And hold it, because it takes the airplane 5 seconds to catch. See how the nose keeps going up?
Yeah.
As long as the nose is moving, your airspeed's wrong. You have to just reposition the nose and stop. And wait 5 seconds. Let the airspeed needle catch it, and then see if you're there. Anytime the nose is moving, the airspeed is not correct. All right, now trim that pressure off.
It feels
if there is any.
Yeah, well, it feels like it's pretty close.
Well, if you let go of the stick and the nose stays there, you got it. And if it doesn't,
it's still dropping, you're right.
If it doesn't, then you need to work it. Learn to make small corrections. The only time you make big corrections is if you made big mistakes. Or if you're trying to do aerobatics.
Half Moon Bay Unicom, Cessna 404, Sierra Papa.
Now, once you get used to where that nose was in the climb, you should memorize it, because if you fly the nose in the same spot, your airspeed won't change. If the nose is not going up or down, the airspeed's not going up or down. After just a little practice, it gets really easy.
I'm sure it would. It's new to me right now.
Oh yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. It's just, here's what you include in your scan if you want to fly well. You look back at your left wing as far as you can see, and you look around to make sure there's no traffic. Nothing bad. And then as you move toward the nose, you look down at your airspeed and altimeter, and you look back out. All you do when you look at the airspeed and altimeter, like looking at a clock, you don't have to stare at it to know what you're doing. If it's in the right spot, what you're doing is right. If it's wrong, you make a correction. Then you look out at the nose, and then you start working to the right. Then you look out there. And then you come back. And when you come back, you look down at your airspeed and your altimeter. If you do that every 10 seconds, you will fly the airplane on speed because you're always noticing it. But what we do, I do, we all do, except for those ex-military guys that were trained so well. You look at one thing and you don't look at the gauges for 2 minutes at a time, and then you sort of don't know what's happening. So you do video for a living?
That's pretty much all I do, yeah.
What kind of stuff? Like video or
it's
weddings or?
No, unfortunately what we do is real boring. Legal video is the primary work.
Like in court and stuff or depositions?
Yeah, depositions. We videotape depositions.
Holy moly.
And it keeps the lights on and pays the bills.
Well,
but it's not glamorous, but it makes a good living.
Got to be done. Well, yeah, it's got to be done.
What do you suppose the ceiling is on the high clouds?
We'll find out, won't we?
Okay.
Let go of the stick again. See how the nose went up? Did you let go of the stick or did you pull on it?
Oh, I think I'm going to probably been yanking on it.
All right, just let go of it. You're really close. Now, what I want you to do is put one finger on top of the stick, only. And I want you to fly this plane with one finger and your knee and the pedals. What you're going to find is that you'll notice the plane flying itself. And all you'll do is use a gentle left or right motion once in a while to keep the wings level. And it'll be easier on you. If you hold the grip like a barbell, you just wear out. And believe me, I learned it. I did everything that I'm telling you. I've had to tell myself many times. The less pressure you fly with in the beginning, the better you'll be. And it's really that way in a glider too. Any airplane works the same.
Boy, the fine with the white knuckle flying or driving always wears you out.
Well, it does, and it's. I literally, when I started flying, I used to get sore. My neck was always sore, and my teeth got loose from gritting my teeth. I mean, it's ridiculous. I just couldn't relax. And the key is to think about relaxing, and when you do, you'll fly better. You'll fly smarter. You won't get worn out, and you'll feel the airplane more. Do you feel how little your pitch movements are now?
Yeah, they're just
this is the way it should feel. When it's kind of like this, then you're working too hard. This smoothness should translate to your aerobatics when you use maybe 8 or 10 inches of aileron to the left, the stick left, but it's going to be with the same smoothness that you fly down. Not with any jerky motion. At least with me in this old airplane. Now we're going to follow the shoreline. We're at, how high are we?
Got 3,500 feet.
Good, we're going to go to 5,000.
Okay.
And if you hold it at 90, you'll get there faster. At 95, it'll take you twice as long to get there. The plane just doesn't climb as well at 95. Or 85. One's too shallow, one's too steep. And always fight the tendency that everybody has to stare at the airspeed while you change your speed. You know why?
Always fight to not do it?
Yeah, you know why? Because if you're moving the nose, the airspeed takes about 5 seconds to catch up to what you did. So I'll give you a case in point. I want you to pull the nose, just watch the airspeed, and pull the nose up until it reaches 80 miles an hour and then quit, and then just quit pulling. Just watch the airspeed though, only. All right, stop it right there. Don't stop. Don't let the nose go down. Hold it there. You see how it went below 80?
Yeah.
That's because the gauge has a lag in it. So if you always fly by watching the gauge, you'll be doing like this all the time,
Sure,
up and down.
you're always trying to catch it and never can.
Right, you'll be 5 seconds behind it. So if you're off speed a little bit, just look over the nose and raise it 1 or 2 degrees and then hold it and don't move anymore. And then look at the gauge in a few seconds. It will have caught up and you'll know if your correction was perfect or not.
Gotcha.
Now if you had an artificial horizon that functioned, you could use that. But here's what I always tell people about that. Why do you want to be looking at an artificial horizon on a day like today when you have a real one?
Yeah, you can see it fine.
Well, sure, and they don't paint the other airplanes out here on an artificial horizon. So if you look inside all the time, Not only will you miss the pretty sights, but you may not miss the other airplanes flying around. A lot of people today, not if you're in the clouds or at night, you need those gauges, but we're not. So it's outside for us. What are they ever going to do with Alameda, with the naval station there?
Oh, they're building out there now.
They are houses?
Housing and business and such. Not much. It's a slow transition, but they're getting there. What's my bearings? This is what town is this below us? This is
Santa Cruz.
oh.
Watsonville's just off the left nose. Monterey's just off the right nose.
No, I should have my bearings better than that. I recognize the harbor now.
Well, no, there's no reason why you'd know that, really. We're in Monterey Bay.
Yeah, I know it's deep out here.
Is it?
Yeah, this is one of the deepest areas. Right in the middle is about over 1,000 feet deep.
2,000?
I think 1,000 to 1,200 feet deep.
That's a real good reason to stay close to the shore, isn't it?
I went to school for a year at Santa Cruz.
I think I would enjoy living in this town if I could afford to.
You don't mind the earth moving a lot.
Is it earthquakey here?
You get a lot of earthquakes, a lot of small earthquakes and a few big ones.
I don't mind that too much.
That's okay.
But it's a little bit of a, I understand it's kind of a liberal town.
Santa Cruz is very liberal.
That doesn't really hurt my feelings sometimes.
Nor mine.
My past life I was a musician. I kind of like people that are a little different. Sometimes the politics get odd, but they're always odd anyway.
You want me to level off? We're at over 5,000.
Let's go to 5,500. It's not too cold yet, but that was good that you noticed that. I'm kind of just looking around. We're not really doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
No, not much traffic, fortunately. I don't.
No, there's not, but the trick is, and what you always need to remember is there may well be airplanes we haven't seen. 90% of the people that got shot down in World War II never saw it coming. And I routinely every week get really close to airplanes. It's a fact of life up here, but the more you look and the more effective you look, the better. Now, we're going to learn to trim for level flight.
Okay.
We know that climb is what we're doing. We don't want to climb anymore. So put the nose back down where it was when we were down low over the beach. Now, the nose didn't tell the truth back then, did it? The nose looked too low.
That's right.
But the wings told the truth, so why don't you use the wings? When the wings look parallel to the horizon, you are, and when they don't, you're not. Also, when your altimeter quits moving and we're really screaming uphill here, you're going to freeze to death if we keep going up. So let's get that nose down.
Okay. Okay.
And hold it.
Thank you. I'm
Now,
moving the wheel forward slowly.
Don't move the wheel forward yet because why? You're trimming for a certain airspeed, aren't you?
Okay, right.
So if you start trimming now, the airspeed that we cruise is 140. If you trim it now for the pressure off, you'll be doing 120. I want you to fight the airplane. That will make you appreciate the trim.
Okay.
Don't let the nose move. I'm going to let go. I've got a lot of pressure on the stick.
Okay.
Don't let it move.
I feel it, yeah.
Now, keep the wings level and on heading. Use a little left rudder with that. Now, you can gently start rolling that wheel forward just a little bit. Be slow. You'll appreciate the trim if you're slow. We're still climbing here. Altimeter's going up a little, so make small corrections. Now, when you get it to about where you can let go of the stick, remember, the experiment, though, doesn't work if you don't hold the nose exact.
Okay, I'm trying to use a landmark to hold the nose, but I lost it a little bit.
Just look over, whatever you see out there, don't let it go up or down.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to watch the trim wheel when you move it. You can feel that.
Yeah.
Now, let your feet off the rudder pedals. Got a little yaw going on, don't we?
Sure do, yeah.
Put your hand on the outside wheel, please.
Outside wheel.
And roll it all the way back till it stops. It's a far way. And again, pretend like you're aiming the nose like a gun. If you hold the nose on point with your ailerons and your rudder and your elevator, the trim will be more meaningful. You haven't hardly moved that wheel. That one you can go fast. More, way more, till it stops, gently, till it stops. All right.
That's
now,
all the way to the lock.
Yeah, now let your feet off the pedal. Made a big difference, didn't
Yeah,
it?
okay, gotcha.
Now, we've climbed up about 300 more feet.
Whoops, yes.
So let your hand off the stick and see what you did. See, you actually probably haven't trimmed well, but you're pulling back all the time. This is the trick, is you may trim it perfectly, but the plane won't fly perfectly if you're putting pressure where it's not necessary. That goes back to that really light touch on the stick. 135, moving to 140. The altimeter's not moving, is it?
No, we're sitting at 135.
Okay, well, it takes the airplane a while to actually get up to speed when it gets level. So you keep an eye on the altimeter. If it's moving, you need to either release back pressure on the stick or trim the nose down more. You should be able to put your knees on each side of the stick now. This is a fun little chore.
Put your knees on
On
the
a
stick.
quarter inch on each side of the stick. You're
Okay.
going to keep the wings level with your knees and take your hand off the stick. Now keep your wings level with your knees and no hand at all. See how we're banking to the right? Don't let it. We're going to see what the trim's doing. If your hand's off of there, we're going to see if you trimmed it right. Altimeter is,
Just climbing a little bit.
all right, roll the trim wheel forward a 1/16 of an inch. And then let it, just keep your knees there, no hand. This is how you can really tell. Now it's going to hunt a little bit. If you went
Yeah.
too far down, it's going to continue, it'll go down, and then see the nose pulling up?
Yeah, that's too far back.
No, just leave it alone. It's hunting now. It's trying to find its trim speed.
Oh, I see. It's gonna find it.
Well, it's going to go where you trimmed it. If you trimmed it right, it's going to end up at 140, and if you didn't, it'll be somewhere else. But you got to give it time to oscillate here. See how the nose is coming back down?
Yeah, right.
Just don't move anything. If you do, you'll mess up the experiment. The oscillations are getting smaller each time, and it will steady at the speed you trim it. If you did perfect, it'll be perfect. If you need to work on it, we'll know it here in a moment. I think we have a little nose up. 1/16 of an inch forward, and then just let it go. That was a lot. That was probably too much.
Too much. That was more than a 16th inch.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It's like changing your shutter speed a bunch instead of a little bit.
Okay. I've got a very sensitive. I'm not.
Right. Now I want to get off this because I want to get to the aerobatics. So I'm teaching too much about the mechanics and not getting into the fun stuff. So put your knees apart, all right?
Okay.
We're going to do an aileron roll. I've got the airplane.
Okay. I'll take my feet off the controls.
I've got the whole thing. 160 miles an hour is what we want in the dive. We're going to pull the nose up. We're going to pause. I'm going to use a lot of aileron here. That's why your knees are apart. And I'm going to use a lot of rudder with it. If you feel the stick on your leg, simply move them farther apart. They see as far as they'll go. Did that bother you?
Oh no, I'm good with it.
We'll do another one to the right. What do you think?
I'm liking it.
Look off the left wing here. We're going to do a wing over. We're very close to the ceiling here. You can tell it when we get up.
Yep.
We're doing a wing over. That's going to line us up on these section lines down below. And we're going to do one more roll. The maneuvers are a series of ups and downs.
I did this a lot on the Macintosh.
It's different.
Feels different to see too.
Yep. Now, are you on the stick with me?
Not at all.
Okay. Now, here's what I was talking about earlier. When we finished the maneuver, I had a lot of energy. And I'm turning that energy into something we can use, which is altitude. I brought it right up to the edge of stall. And we got 6,400 feet. That just means we got interest on our money, basically.
And you've got traffic well below to the starboard.
Good. Good eye. I'm glad you saw it. We're not at the ceiling, so the ceiling's probably about 7,000, so this is not a problem. Now, if you're feeling good, we'll go ahead and do a loop or two.
You're not going to be able to bother me.
All right, and then we'll go from there and see what else it is that we want to do. I always use ground reference maneuvers, or I use the ground in order to do my maneuvers. There's a little bit of squareness up ahead of us here, this little road under our left nose. If we don't use the ground, we'll do the maneuver, but we won't know how well. Look left and right when we go up the hill here. And now look over the nose. There's our square fields right there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We'll do one more here. Why don't you get on the controls with me? Are you on them? Start pulling back now, gently. More. Keep pulling. That's perfect. Hold what you got. A little bit more. Don't stop there. Got to get on your back. Now just freeze the stick. Don't move. Don't move. Pull back a half inch. You're moving too much in the loop. We'll do one more. Get ready. Start your pull now. Gently. That was way too abrupt. Look left and right, please. Keep the pull going here. Think about it. All right, you're getting light in the seat. Pull back on the stick a half inch. Hear the engine try to quit? When you get light in the seat, the engine will quit. Raise the nose gently. Good. And I want you to zoom back uphill. Quickly, don't waste your energy.
I didn't hear you.
Zoom uphill.
Zoom uphill.
Just like that. Hold your nose like that. Don't let it drop. Don't go up anymore, just hold it there. Just like you're shooting at the sun. Now, start gently lowering the nose. Slowly, slower than that. Slower. A little bit of right rudder with that, maybe. Good. Now hold the nose there. Don't let it go lower. Make a gentle left turn. You won't need any rudder, just a little bit of aileron. You got so much P factor going on from the propeller, you don't need the rudder. Keep the nose up while you do it, though. You got 5,800 and you're still climbing, so turn to face the ocean with the airplane and just continue to climb gently like you're doing. That was a really good recovery coming out of it. Now remember when we were back up by Santa Cruz and I said the smoothness with which you flew would translate to the aerobatics? Keep turning till you're at the shore. This is where it's very important. When we're going really fast, you don't want to bring the G on really fast. You just move the stick a little at a time, but you end up moving it a lot.
Gotcha.
When we roll, keep turning till you're straight at the shoreline, perpendicular to the beach.
Okay.
This is where we're going to stay for the acro.
Sorry, I'm a little jerky here,
That's
sorry.
okay. You're learning, and that's okay. What I don't want to see is this kind of deal.
Gotcha.
That translates to you driving your car down a road with potholes really fast. Pieces are going to come off. The faster you go, the smoother you need to be on the controls. Now that doesn't mean you can't use a lot of control. You will use a lot, but you just don't move it all at once. It's kind of like the swing of a golf club hitting a ball. You're not jerky in the swing, you're not erratic. It's just a smooth flow, and if you do that, the maneuver comes out what I call seamless. You don't feel that initial surge when you go into the loop. That onset of G is uncomfortable for you. Looks like there's a cruise ship down by Monterey. Is that possible?
Oh, that's definitely possible.
Cruise ships go to Monterey, huh?
It looks like one.
Wow. Well, that's the only thing. Now look, you got 6,400 feet because you worked at it, and that's really excellent. I've got the airplane.
Okay.
When you're climbing in a plane like this, I've got the pedals and everything.
Okay, I'll release.
As you go nose up, Jim, you got to use more right rudder because the engine's pulling, the right blade's pulling more than the left because of angle of attack. These World War II planes in many ways are harder to fly than a jet. You don't even have that in a glider because you don't have an engine.
Right, you don't have the spin.
So the rudder comes in very important in the maneuvers because of the precession of the engine, the torque of the engine, the P factor of the engine, and the spiraling slipstream. Now, how you feeling?
I'm feeling real good.
I'm going to show you a barrel roll, and then we're going to decide where to go from there. We're just going to turn it over here and use this road going into Watsonville. This is a good way to do a clearing turn. We need speed, don't we? And we just happen to have a jolly good road right there. All right, here we go. Looks like a loop. Look left. At 45 degrees, we start rolling left. Look forward for the remainder of the maneuver. At 90 degrees, we're level inverted on the horizon, and when we finish, we should be parallel once again to our road.
Oh, perfect.
We'll do one to the right here.
Absolutely perfect.
Not perfect, but not bad. Here we go. Look to the right. At 45 degrees, wing the horizon, we roll. Look left now, over the nose. At 90 degrees, we should be seeing level horizon, and we end up kind of back along the road. And I'll pull up the nose here and relax, and then we're going to put you to work and let you do something if you want. I'll teach you the roll next if you want to learn it. See how we got 6,000 feet? We won't always get back to 6,400. These vertical maneuvers take a little more, they cost more money in terms of altitude.
Yeah, and fuel.
But, well, no, they don't. It doesn't cost any more in fuel. I'm not changing the throttle. I haven't touched that ever. The fuel's the same.
Okay.
But we use a lot more vertical, a lot more speed. That translates into a lot more energy in the maneuver, and we lose more altitude when we do it. So we got 6,000 feet, but that's still more than we had when we started, which means our bank account is not yet empty. When the trees get big, then we have to stop. So, or we can see fish in the water.
Yeah.
Now, let's do a little roll. Let's have you do a roll.
Okay.
What's the control that rolls the airplane?
What is the controls? That would be I guess the rudder, would it?
No, the rudder yaws the airplane.
Rudder yaws. Okay, we got to use the ailerons.
Yeah. Are you on the pedals?
I'm on the pedals.
Just relax. You're really heavy. You got a lot of
Okay, I'm
pressure going. Just relax. You should just be able not even to feel it.
Got it.
All right, dip the nose down. Both hands on the stick gently, please. You're going to use all your aileron. This is where you get bow-legged. Put your nose down. We're going to get speed. 160 miles an hour, not 180, 160. Got to get your nose farther down or you'll never get the speed. The faster you want to go, the more you dive. That's perfect right there. Hold that. Now, start bringing the nose up till I tell you to stop. Be a little more aggressive, kind of like you were looping. All right, stop it right there. Now, left stick and rudder, go. Move the stick way more now. Smoothly, but way more. You're hardly using any aileron at all. Swing the bat.
Oh, okay.
All right?
You're not kidding about moving the rudder.
No, but did you feel how smooth it was?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn you around. Relax, relax. Don't fight me. I'm just turning you around. I'm not taking over here.
Okay.
Look off the left wing. We're going to come out of this wing over, and we're just going to point the nose down a little like we did for the roll before. All right, get your speed, 160. We're going to roll toward the shore. That's plenty of pitch. You don't need any more. Raise the nose now. We're going to make an up line. Stop it right there. Now, get ready and roll it left. Left stick and rudder. Go. Get that aileron over. Both hands, please. All the way to your leg, please. More, way more. Leave it into your level. Pull back gently. When you do a perfect roll, you'll be doing 160 when you finish. Don't leave the nose down. Don't leave the nose down. You're wasting your energy. Raise it up. Raise it up. Hold it there. Roll it again. Left stick and rudder. Go. Get the aileron and rudder in this time. All of it. Leave it in till you're all the way level. Awesome. Neutralize and pull back. Now you recovered at 168. That's way better. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling okay.
Get the nose a little higher. We're going to roll it once more now. Left stick and rudder. Go. Just keep feeding all the controls in gently, nice and smoothly, and recover. Pull up. Sound like Richard Simmons, don't I? Raise the nose up and relax. Get the nose way up. This is where you get your altitude back. Good. And hold it there. Feel sometimes how you'll kind of go like this or like that?
Uh-huh.
Don't, try not to.
Okay.
All right. Now hold the nose there. You got 6,000. That's awesome. The quicker, what happens when you roll? What happens to the nose when you roll?
Well, the nose tries to go down.
It doesn't try, it does.
It does go
Gravity wins, right?
Yes. Gravity,
Okay.
damn gravity.
Yep, and it works 24 hours a day. Now, let's make a left turn here. So, all right, either way.
I got to go the other left, you know, sorry.
And look before you turn. Now, here's the thing about that. If you roll too slow, the nose has longer to fall, doesn't it? If you roll kind of quick with your stick up against your leg, it's only about 4 seconds to take a roll. If you roll slow, it might take 6 or 7, and those last 3 seconds, your nose is really hauling ass downhill. So when you roll it just right, you're doing 160. Are you feeling pretty good?
I'm feeling fine.
At this point, I can teach you a little more, or let you do some more of what you're doing, or I can show you some stuff you won't have time. I won't have time to teach you. What do you prefer?
Well, let's see.
Or we can relax on the acro.
No, why don't you show me something that'll thrill me?
All right. I've got the airplane, and we're at 6,500 feet. I want to do something. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We got a lot of altitude below us. So if we fall out of the cloud here, it's no big deal. I wanted to see if we could get through here and see clear blue sky. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Or just starting to.
That's what I was saying yesterday. It was an absolutely beautiful day up above the rain clouds.
Yeah, it always is somewhere, but this is,
Yeah, there you go.
are we making it?
Yeah, you're going to get there.
Well, we may not. We may not. We have no airspeed left.
You're right at the door, though.
We are, aren't we? I can see the sun through it, so I wanted to show you the rainbow here, but I don't know if we're going to get it. Look over on the left, the rainbow's all out there. I'll show you this and then we'll go back down. We did pop out, but there's holes all over, so it's not a big deal. See our rainbow? Look right here on the wing. There's a circle around it.
Okay, gotcha, yeah.
We're going to circle it once and then we're going to go down, and I'm going to use that energy to do a maneuver. And you are feeling good, right?
Oh, no, I'm feeling fine.
Hey, we got the blue sky. This will look really cool on the video.
I haven't been seasick or airsick since 1962.
Well, that's a pretty good thing. I've busted a lot of good people, though, so I'm hoping that it stays that way.
It ain't going to happen here.
Okay, look off your left wing. There's a little bit of, the sun's a little filtered. Look behind the wing down on the cloud right now.
Oh, there you go.
That's Uloa's ring. It's a double rainbow. And that's us in the middle. Watch this.
That's a bullseye.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Now we're going to do a loop and see if we can get both worlds at one time here. Hey, we did it. We ought to see the rainbow on the nose again. There it is.
Ah, beautiful.
Now we're going to do a...
And there's your traffic again to the right, way below.
got him. Do a barrel roll that'll get us kind of down the beach. We call that guy a target. I wanted to show you a clover leaf. Look off the left wing. Now we're going to roll off the top. Look over the nose. And we're going to line up. Well, there's no squareness here. We'll do one to the right.
My hands felt heavy.
Oh, they will.
Try to touch your head.
Yeah, you can do your workout here. We'll do one more left. I'm going to pull the power out so we could lose a little more altitude while we do it. So we'll do aerobatics with almost no power. Certainly not enough to sustain anything. are going to look kind of bogus. All right, you see the square field in front of us?
Affirmative.
All right, we're going to try to get one square one anyway. This is where it really makes a difference if you do stuff in relation to the ground. Engine's going to cough a little.
Got the fuel?
Well, remember, it's a gravity-fed carburetor.
Sure, okay.
Well, roll it. Well, I put in a little bit more power now. This is really sloppy, but they're on. The airport's off our nose. And it's time to think about what's below us.
Tomahawk 70 Bravo is taking active runway 20 for left 45 departure, Watsonville.
Helicopter 654 Sierra, wind for 32, we'll do a midfield crossing and then enter the right downwind for 14, lost battle.
There's a little model field down below us along the river.
And you got your traffic again right below us.
Got it.
Okay.
See where he went now. He's out off our nose. Watsonville traffic. Blue Texan is 3 south inbound for the left downwind 20 Watsonville.
Watsonville traffic, Cherokee 06 Hotel, over the river and Highway 1 bridge on a 3 mile 45 for runway 20 Watsonville.
Yeah, that's the guy we had. This is kind of a Texan won't circle in place here on the downwind for the Cherokee will come in behind you.
06 Cherokee, thank you.
Now you may slide your canopy gently open. We could have easily made it in front of the Cherokee, but we're not in a hurry.
Cherokee 06 Hotel is turning left downwind for runway 20 Watsonville.
I'm glad your stomach's good. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have been doing this. I'm assuming it still is.
Oh God, I got a rocks for a stomach.
Awesome. Texan, left downwind number 2 by Cherokee, full stop 20 Watsonville. Now we're really fast on him. I would like you to put your hand on the gear handle, please.
On the gear handle.
And slide it gently forward till it locks.
Not sure what you mean.
Landing gear handle. Red and white handle.
Landing gear handle, okay. You want to just gentle forward
Slide it
till
forward
locks.
till it locks. Right there.
It's locked.
Roger.
Watsonville traffic, Cherokee 06 Hotel, turning left base for runway 20 Watsonville.
Gear up and the lights are on.
Roger. You mean gear down, lights are on.
Oh, okay. Correction, gear is down and locked.
That's better. That's better. I knew what you meant. Cherokee, are you full stop or touch and go?
06 Cherokee, touch and go.
Thank you. Blue Texan, turn left base, number 2 behind the Cherokee.
Watsonville traffic, Cherokee 06 Hotel, turning final, runway 20, touch and go, Watsonville.
That's means I can probably hug him a little closer, because he shouldn't be stopping on the runway if he's a nice fella. Texan number 2 on final, 20 watts an hour. Well, Jim, I hope it was worth the time and trouble.
Oh, I want to do it again. I'm ready. I might try to talk the next guy out of it, tell him how bad it was, and
there you go.
You know, it's not worth it. You ought to just let me do it for you.
There you go.
Touch and a go.
Boink.
Great job, Kevin.
Thank you.
They told me you lose 7 out of, or you keep 7 out of 10 survivors.
You mean stomach?
No, survivors.
How do you mean?
Bad joke.
Yeah, well, I didn't quite get it.
Watsonville, traffic, Cherokee 06 Hotel, turning left, crosswind for runway 20, Watsonville.
The reason I didn't get it, and I'll tell you, I used to do, well, one, I'm stupid, but the other is I used to teach combat courses, and 7 out of 10 of them didn't work out well. And that's why I thought Russ was talking to you about that. 7 out of 10, when they'd come out, they wouldn't finish the course, and I didn't like doing it for that reason.
Watsonville, traffic, Cherokee 06 Hotel, turning left downwind.
Lots of very sick, unhappy people that spend a lot of money.
Oh, that's all.
And Top Gun, that's what he always wanted to sell was the combat, and I never did like doing it, so. I'd rather you went away. You better not.
Did that for the camera.
All right. You're going to be well recorded. You're going to have an awful lot of pictures. Now, do you and John work together?
John was the owner of the company before I bought it from him, but he moved to Sacramento and retired last year.
Very well.
So, changing of the guard.
You're turning the barrel.
Your next flight guy.
My next victim looks like my brother.
Watsonville, traffic, Cherokee 06 Hotel, turning left base for runway 20, touch and go, Watsonville.
All right. Well, you're one of the 3 out of 10 then.
Yeah, how cool.
That's good.
How
Now,
cool.
just relax, Jim. Russ is going to lay the belts out for the next victim here. And hopefully for me, he will do as well as you did.
Now I'm going to tell him he
That was awesome.
shouldn't do it.
We'll see how that goes.
Okay, how we doing?
I'm real sick.
Are you?
Oh, only kidding.
Yeah. Give your seatbelt release a pull. Lay 1/2 on the shelf over there. I'll take this half. Do here is I'm going to get this chest strap. You get the 2 leg straps, and I'll be right with you.
No, I was kidding. I didn't get sick. Didn't.
Yeah?
Just did great. Absolutely awesome.
Well, I guess now you can go have a big breakfast.
I actually ate before I went up.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought you said you were going to wait.
I got hungry.
All right, now, swing the mic up out of the way, grab the earpieces, and pull straight out and off. That way it won't take your glasses.
traffic, Bonanza 6 Whiskey Golf radio check.
Loud and clear. Watsonville traffic, last star 40, Victor X-ray, departure 20, straight out.
Watsonville traffic radio check, please.
Loud and clear.